So I'm Tiffany, and this is, what's your name?
Tiffany.
Yeah, and we live in North Oxford by Cutslow. When we first started food recycling, or recycling our food, about a year ago when we first moved to Oxford, and we've really been enjoying it. Well, it just makes sense. It's so easy to do, and if I weren't throwing it into the compost, I'd be throwing it into the bin. So it's just putting it in a different place, and oftentimes if it's a little compost bin next to the sink or under the sink, then it's probably even easier than putting it into the big bin in the kitchen. Almost everything food related goes into the caddy. And so a lot of things like vegetable peelings go into the caddy, but also things my kids decide that they won't eat. That they either chuck onto the floor or they decide that they've gone off whatever favorite thing that they've been eating. So a lot of the food, unfortunately, that would go into the trash now goes into the compost, which is a good thing. I definitely have enough space in the kitchen. It's just right now it's just right underneath our sink. And so it's very easy for me to scrape off food waste off of our plates straight into the caddy, or just to go over to the sink and just put the vegetable peelings underneath into the caddy. Well, we almost always use the little green caddy liners like this, but every once in a while we run out and we'll have some spare newspaper and we'll just use that in there. The only times we found it smelly is when we've left it on top of the counter underneath the sun, and we haven't taken it out in about 4 days. Yeah. Definitely do it. It's something that that would happen anyway back before we all lived and had big old waste bins inside our houses. They would go outside and would go back to where it came from. So we should all be doing our part and doing our food recycling.